We should do that thing that like
I hate
Japanese
you.
people.
As soon as I press record, you started talking.
Chris is ADHD.
Chris had
No,
3
dude, no,
seconds. Chris had 3 seconds of silence and had to fill it instantly. Anyways, welcome to Sunstriders. This is our semi-weekly-ish. We're all adults. Actual play of Star Wars role-playing game by Fantasy Flight Games. We are in the middle of our third story arc, I guess. Second story arc, really. And yeah. So to recap, our group last time we played, which has been about 7 weeks ago, maybe. Gotta check my operation here. On Operation Skim Racer, are going to hunt down one of the original Sunstriders, Raz Norubo, as he has been missing for quite some time. And their search has led them to some very many strange places. Last and not least, they were seeking out the father, a particular being that the Phimarians believe in on this planet Phimar that they're currently on. That is sort of a end-all be-all catechism of death and, you know, the dark side, maybe. And after some trials and passing up a few bumps along the way, we got some information that Raz had been through here, and we continued on our path before exiting this strange realm we had been in and finding ourselves walking out of a well, not unlike one of the ones we had seen, our younglings had seen by our base camp, by our hometown, and finding out that we were in the Waterfall of Ages in the bottom of Taurus Vigil, where Raz Norubo himself meditated in the middle of an immense, unimaginable pressure of the waterfall of the entire planet's oceans cascading down into the core of the planet itself. Our group managed to reach out to him. He seemed to perhaps do a miniature stride, got himself out of the waterfall, exchanged a few words before Pinu Ra, the chieftain of the Taurus Vigil Phimarians, and 2 honor guards rounded the corner and attempted to put us under arrest. Oh, wow. So, we're going to do our session question from the Ultimate RPG Campfire deck because, you know, coming up with questions yourself is difficult in trying times such as these. Noah, yellow, green, or blue?
We're on blue, phase blue.
So we're on phase blue.
Can't believe we've outsourced our session questions. Can't believe that's American.
If we could just outsource the editing, we'll be top channels on YouTube, I swear.
Fuck it, dude. Outsource the gameplay too.
Might as well.
Outsource the
AI
gameplay,
gameplay, bro.
Jake, write the fucking story, dude.
Right, this yeah. Anyways, check it for my novel coming out in 4 years. Strider, definitely not related to this at all.
Striders of the Sun.
This question actually is insane, by the way.
I can't wait.
Just because of some things that are going on. Session question for today for episode 26 of phase 2. There you go, by the way. Let me go ahead and open up this new note here for myself. Episode 26. Session question here is, do you believe more in fate or in free will? And why? Naturally, of course, we play in this universe that has the Force, and we have built in things such as this, considering the conclusion of our first arc was very much maybe against free will, perhaps. But yes. And of course, as always, after you go, you may roll your density points for the session. So who would like to go first? Go ahead, Dom. Wow, what a hero.
Oh, boy.
I'm going first.
Crazy.
And Dom, more importantly, are you answering as Appa?
Ooh. Oh.
Because that is technically who you're playing.
Wait, no. Raz is too enlightened now. He just got out of the hole of enlightenment, bro. I can't try that.
True.
Need some old man wisdom. I'd say as Appa. Fate is like a culmination of all the paths of free will, so he's going to prefer fate. He sees it as fate. While being still have free will, it's almost like everything can be decided if you can zoom out far enough and see the cycles.
View a large enough scope. Very good. Very good. Go ahead, roll if you would like to, or are you still force rating 1? You are. Go ahead and click that little dice at the top right of your screen there to auto-generate your destiny points. That's my goat. And who would you like to popcorn to? Popcorn reading time. Your favorite high school English class.
Mr. Mistborn there.
Hey, that's me.
Shout out Brandon Sanderson. That's our goat,
Hey,
by the way.
Goats.
In
Brandon
the time that we've last played Sunstriders, 4 of us have picked up. 3 of us have picked up Brandon Sanderson, and 1 of us has almost caught up entirely on the Cosmic. So, anyways, go ahead, Chris.
So Savo is a big fate believer. I think he views everything as being under the control of the will of the Force. Yeah. Everything is the cosmic force.
Very good. Big Cosmic Force believer. Very good.
Where's my Force friend, bro?
Different game.
Where's my Force friend, bro?
And Chris, go ahead and roll your 3 Force dice. Select the rest. Ooh, nice.
I will, of course, use the one light side.
Very good, sir. Very good. In case you're a first-time listener, after I upload this in 6 months, we love the more your force rating goes up, the more you can affect your destiny. We like to roll your force rating, then pick one for our destiny points. Chris, who would you like to popcorn read to?
I'd like to go to Mr. Nicholson.
Oh, excellent.
That's my goat.
Let's see if I can do Gazir justice here.
It's been a while, man. You gotta lace them shoes back up.
I think I'm keyed in. So Gazir, being a studier and believer of the old ways of Phimar, to many it's just mythology. But what Gazir knows is, while it may seem like fate to those who study it years after, or to those to its affecting, that a few individuals of great importance have the chance to exert their free will, and it can infect the entire world.
Ooh.
Mmm.
Mm. Mm.
Mmm. Mmm.
Oh, yeah.
Mmm. That actually goes hard as fuck. That
And
is.
Gazir is determined to be one of them.
Ooh. Ooh. Naturally. Very good. Go ahead and roll. I think Gazir, you're only at 1 force rating
Single
still.
for now, yeah.
Yeah, go ahead and roll that auto generator.
There we are.
Very good. Dark side pick.
Oh, did I?
No, I got you. And who would you like popcorn read to?
Let's go to Gert.
Yeet. All right. So I think for Knox, I think he definitely, whenever he was coming up, was a big believer in free will. But Freudian slip. But I think after his like meteoric rise of like meeting Declan and all the stuff that he's been onto, he's pretty much fully flipped to being like a firm believer in fate and just kind of like, you know, the path that's laid out in front of you, like you just have to walk it kind of thing. I think Lawrence is a little more ambitious with free will. Like he thinks that like it was their fate that they were crashed on Phimar, but I think he thinks they're still like there's still an option. Like they don't have to remain there.
I see. Very good, very good. And I'll let you. Do you want to roll your desert points as Lawrence or Knox? I didn't really think about this.
I'm gonna roll it as Lawrence.
Okay, go ahead. That'll work. Very nice. And that leaves, of course, Balan, Mr. Will.
Yeah, so Balan, if he goes off of what Savo and everyone, Savo and the other masters and what he's been told from his perspective, what was it? They're both relevant. What do you call it? You still have free will, but fate is also still a thing because of the force being in all things and it having its own living will. What's destined to happen is going to happen, but you do have free reign of how you get to that fated moment. Like the moments that you do spend in life aren't necessarily predetermined, but the end results are.
Truly wonderful. The mind of a child is. It's actually, I didn't even think about both. That's crazy.
Yeah.
Goat will. Goat Balan,
Goat will on the both, man.
Thanks, man.
Very good answer. And go ahead and roll your destiny point, Will.
Yes, sir.
What about you, DM? Is there free will, or is this all according to your grand design?
Tell us.
Let's see.
The session question.
Let's see.
you need to start answering.
I need to start answering as the
Put
entire universe.
the living force.
Let's see. Wolves would say that fate is a crushing weight upon the backs of mortals. So, yeah.
Thanks,
All right.
Millennius.
There it is. Thanks, Wolves.
See me after class, Wolves. I'm calling your parents.
I'm calling your parents.
These are some disturbing drawings.
Don't come to school tomorrow.
That's actually hilarious. Hey, buddy. The crayon drawing of this stick figure with like a gun, just like a box that looks like a gun. What is this? Been there before. Anyways. You know, man, hey.
Later time. We're going to get demonetized.
I was playing Halo when I was in elementary school, man. I was just drawing Master Chief, man.
I remember doing stick figure wars with
Exactly.
Walker. That shit was so fun.
Dude, stick figure wars, this is a huge, it can't get off on this tangent right now, but if you've ever played stick figure wars where you take turns drawing on a piece of paper back and forth, let us know in the comments.
Universal childhood experience.
Maybe so. But to jump right in, Hinura and two of the honor guard, all in Hinura in not necessarily his full like chief finery, but definitely in nicer robes with a staff. And the honor guard, more advanced than certainly any of you have ever seen, except maybe Gazir, you might have seen this. This is definitely like what had previously been just ceremonial. Seems to have taken a little bit more of a utilitarian purpose, or maybe there wearing it ceremonially to come down here and check on Raz. Maybe you're unsure.
Took M4s and class 5 plates.
With a quick glance, they do have what seem to be some sort of coiled weapon on their hip. But other than that, weapon-wise, it doesn't seem like anything else. And right where we left off, Pinura had given the order to stand down to you all and to effectively seize you. So I believe we'll start from right there.
I
Yeah,
think
go ahead.
I think I had cut out a little bit during the recap. Did we have any like back and forth between Pin and Ra?
No, we hadn't really had any back and forth. You guys had talked with Raz a little bit.
Well, we showed up.
Spell
here.
Pinura?
Pinura is P-E-N _U-R-A.
God, I love
Who
fucking
gave us the
Star
direction
Wars.
to come here? Because didn't we talk to somebody before we pulled up the rat?
Well, you guys had talked to the father.
He was our
Okay,
last
Okay.
And that was
NPC
the
conversation.
Right, that was the last NPC conversation after you guys had all seen visages of ruin and destruction from your own personal minds.
Ruin.
Hell yeah.
Hey now, and and upon leaving that realm, you guys had followed like that river that flowed backwards. Had followed it and taken the path down and ended up in one of the spore wells. Walked out of the staircase. Didn't know where you guys were, but now it has been revealed that you are in the heart of Taurus Vigil, one of the lowest places on Phimar. And Raz had mentioned that he had been here, not sure quite how long timeline-wise, but that he had been here and maybe was a captive, ? He had certainly come here of their will and not his own.
Yeah. Hey, get in the forever waterfall, dude.
So I guess. Sounds like a plan, man.
I have a question.
Yes.
Cursory Google search didn't show anything because I didn't look very hard. But does the atmospheric pressure change? Because we're in one of the deepest parts of Phimar. Does the atmospheric pressure change when you're in like a cave?
It would if we were playing that kind of game.
What do I have to set my respirators pneumatic pressure to so I don't fucking blow my lungs up?
If this was hard sci-fi instead of space opera, yes. But you happen to be in a cave where the entire world's oceans are in a waterfall to the core of the planet. We're gonna ignore everything else because that's cool. That's
The
sweet.
Force's fault, dude.
So if we were playing Traveler, perhaps yes, but you know,
We'll emerge from the water and die instantly and
Yeah.
start over.
yeah. Well, the waterfall is inherently dangerous, yes.
So we could all die.
Maybe. You never know.
That's still an option.
It always is.
It's a little more than 2 inches of water.
Getting a little chilly in my room. I put my sweats on real quick. Okay. Alright, well. What do we want to do?
It's almost like they had an alarm set up to this thing. So we should probably get out of here.
Yeah, I mean, we don't have time to be bogged down and, we didn't we hear from the father that there was some mention of the champions the brothers doing something?
Indeed, yes. The father had mentioned that the Brothers of the Waves were agents of his, perhaps, or were enacting parts of his will by being destroyers, and had also called Raz the Great Destroyer in your conversation.
Anybody, any sea shapers in chat want to throw the radiant
hold on.
water into their faces and have them die by the weight of overburdening knowledge?
Well, I think it took everything I had to simply make a little bubble around you.
It did. You're correct.
And just sorry, I was out for just a second.
No, no,
Have
you're
we
fine.
decided we're going to proceed with violence here, or are we
We
not?
haven't
even-
decided yet at all.
What has he said to me? So what has been said by them?
Nothing.
Nothing really. Pinarov pretty much gave the order to seize you guys, as if because you're not supposed to be here.
Okay, seize us. For what? Gazir says.
You should not be with them, child.
With them. What have they done wrong? As far as I'm aware, they're allies of the Phimarians. They are our allies. I've lived amongst them for weeks. They're trying to help us.
You couldn't understand.
I think I might understand more than you.
Ooh.
Considering where I've been.
Gazir, you think we should tell him about where we've just been?
I think he already knows. But I'm a fan of being a showboat. I just finished talking to the mother and the father. And they led me here.
I will suffer no such blasphemy.
Oh.
Well, then tell me, how do you think I got here? Are your guards so incompetent as to let me walk down unassailed? Or is it more likely that I came from some other place? And besides, what is this one doing down here, suffering under the weight of the oceans?
Pinara, with his long-grown, bony ridges, sort of the skin flaps under his scales beginning to sag a little bit from his age. His tail almost, probably one of the longest any of you non-Phimarians have seen. Looks at his guards, or at the honor guards here, a little bit sideways, like glances towards both of them out of the sides of his eyes. Gazir, give me a, I would say, give me a either a negotiation or charm check real quick.
Let's see. Am I crazy? Where's charm?
Charm should be in your social. It should be at the very top of your social skills.
Also, didn't know that tail length was a sign of age. That's interesting.
It's like human ears. They grow forever.
Oh, there we go. Oh,
Didn't know that either.
They do. It'll be an average check, 2 purples.
okay. And you know, a guy like me's got to upgrade.
Hey, of course.
Amen.
Yeet. Hey, we're cashing in. I said what I said.
Yeah, of course. So 3 successes, 2 threats. Very good. After he looks at his guards, he tells them, in Phimarian, in their language. So, Gazir, you're the only one that understands fully. He tells them, guards, leave us. Post outside of these next chambers down the hall. Do not let anyone else enter without my permission. And they look almost as if they think about, like they were reaching for the little coiled weapons they have on their hip. They pause, look at them as if they want to resist that order, but turn on their heels and walk back out the way they came. Pinu Ra looks at the 7 of you now with Raz. Switches back to basic. Come with me. We must discuss something. And he
Where'd you gesture towards?
So back down the hall that you guys originally had come from.
Same direction as the guards that just
the opposite way.
Okay. Oh, I see. Towards the pool.
Correct, back towards the pool. However, he stops at a section of the wall on the right side that has a symbol etched into the top of it and inlaid with like crushed coral. Activates something. You see it begin to glow and shift, and the stone itself sort of lowers down, opening a doorway into a chamber. Please.
What do I see before I go in?
The chamber, as the door opens, it is lit by like the bioluminescence. It seems to have been purposefully grown here. Gazir, you would be the only one a little bit familiar with it. But bundles of this coral has been grown in these sort of chalices and have been set around what looks like a circular table, but a very like a floor table that you would sit underneath that would fit maybe comfortably 6.
Okay.
Let's do.
Well, I go in. It's not submerged, right?
No, it's cavernous.
Okay. Yeah, because you'll step through. Take a seat at the table.
Follow.
As everyone,
Okay.
walks through. Yep.
Nothing else to do.
Yeah. As everyone walks through, he raises the door back up behind you guys, and it is seamless. It's a single room chamber, not crazily adorned or anything like that. There is some artwork and things like that on the wall, large murals that seem to just be interpretive in design, just sweeping strokes of color, things like that. But as Gazir, as you sit at the table, and whoever else decides to sit underneath the table as well, Pinu Ra walks around. And as the door, after he shuts the door behind him and he walks to the table, it seems that his age catches up to him in that moment. His shoulders droop a little bit. He has a little bit of a hunch in his walk as he slowly seats himself to the table. I did not wish for such events to happen. You all must understand this.
such events being this one in containment?
Far worse, I'm afraid.
Perhaps we should elaborate.
Do you mean the brothers?
Of a sort, yes. Many of our leaders are comfortable to place the blame on such resurgences of the brothers and their actions upon the arrival of you off-worlders. And while I find myself in a position to agree with them, I think it is, or I think it was simply a matter of time. While thousands of years may have passed, and it seemed that perhaps the actions of our ancestors would prevent this, perhaps it was always intended to just be a temporary fix. All three brothers have been released from their chains. The ocean's draining is just the beginning of a chain of events that will cause a great many terrible things to befall us.
And do you have a plan to subvert this fate?
He rubs his brow.
Not a good sign.
Ooh.
I was hoping you guys had one. Huh?
I am but a man. Fear has taken root in the hearts of many of our leaders. And I would not be so brash to say that it has not sparked at least a small flame in my own. There is a force that marches upon your home.
Will you, I mean, can you help us? Are you content to just sit down here in your caves and...
I've tried.
let what happens happens? Oh,
Pride.
I've been in contact with your June for many months.
Hold on. Is it perception check for insight?
Yes, it is. Yeah.
And I want to nudge Sabo too, whenever he says that specifically.
Okay.
To get him to roll insight on this as well, if that's possible.
Yeah, it'll be like a group check if you guys. It'll be your best group perception. It'll be against his discipline, which will be a red and a purple for whoever wants to roll.
Sorry, perception. My perception's 3. What's yours?
2.
2. Okay. Well, I'll roll it.
Sabo gets the side eye.
I get a boost die
Yeah, untrained. Yeah, you'll get the boost die for the assist. Yeah.
against a red and a purple there.
Mm-hmm.
This is important to me.
Amen. That's what they're there for.
Okay. Let's
Okay.
go.
One success, 2 advantage.
I'm gonna whisper you here, Chris.
Ooh.
Good. I love.
Sabo,
Interesting.
how long did you say Joom has been out searching?
It's been what, 2 years? Or
A
Close to it?
year and a half, yeah, roughly.
Something's not adding up to me. I mean, I don't know him as well as you do. What do you think, Sabo?
I mean, it seems that if you were in conversation with Joom so much, why didn't you tell him that Raz was here?
Phimarian looks to Raz.
Who's
And-
driving? Okay.
I got it, Coach. Don't worry about it.
But like, do I have to cook here? What the?
Yeah,
Surprise!
yeah, surprise, yeah. No, Raz sitting at the table as well. Looks about that. I might have told him to keep it under wraps.
I mean, any reason why? I mean, we would get visions every now and then, and it didn't seem. I mean, you must have had some reason.
Right. Knox, I had a lead. And, you guys had an important thing going at the academy. I didn't want to take away from that.
we could have used you. We needed you.
This planet needs me.
So what's the lead? Where's your
need
all
you,
important?
need you to make another perception check, so.
Yeah. Oh, baby. Okay.
Gazir would joke. You just wanted to serve as a big drain plug at the bottom of the ocean?
What's the check?
It is going to be. Just one red.
An angry red.
One
Mighty
big angry
static
red.
that Raz is.
The mighty one disciplined Raz.
Let's go. One success.
Let's go.
Sabo, you can tell that Raz is being very guarded. He does not want to spill.
Raz, I don't know if now is the time to be holding things back. Point Riptide under siege, planning on the verge of destruction.
Right.
Whatever information you
speaking
have.
of, who's still at the academy? Because you and Knox are here.
Jump cut.
Well, we got
Joom's there.
So it's
Tin-
Joom, Wolves, Timjan.
Timjan.
Wolves, Oziad,
I
Thuna.
forgot my other characters.
Everyone that's not here.
Yeah.
Right, and he means more in the original.
Ah,
So
yeah.
Joom and
Joom
Timden, yeah.
finally came back.
Jim Timjen.
Yeah, Timjen's holding it down.
You.
Goat Jim.
I mean, well, yeah, they'll be fine. You know, I expected you to stay as well.
Well, we needed a compass. I think I had to be one. But you're right, they should be fine.
Of course.
Should be fine. There's a whole army of evil Phimarians headed by, you know, one of the most destructive brothers.
To mention the Carestians.
Yeah, should be fine though. Bunch of civilians and old aged soldiers and children. Yeah.
You know, creatures of myth.
We should really, get back as soon as we can, but they should be fine.
What's going on here?
He's running from something.
What are you doing?
Ooh.
Did you learn something from the falls? Something that could help.
The falls have been less enlightening than perhaps I'd wished. The answers have been not so forthcoming.
Is that so? Or have you just not liked them?
I would have to receive things to not be able to like them.
And what about the title that you received from the Father, the Great Destroyer? What's what have you been doing, Raz?
Well, Sabo, just think for a little bit, man. We have done a fair bit of destroying in our time. And I'm not here saying that it's unfair. I mean, maybe Nox might have been a better deserver of that title, perhaps, and not in like a negative way.
You're very kind.
But I think my skill set has earned me that in no small part.
Speaking of destroyers, does Appa get any sense of connection between like what he thinks of Aratafua and Raz here as he says that, as he answers Sambo's question? Do I feel a sense of connection deep somewhere in the forest?
Give me a lore check with your force rating. And difficulty hard check, 3 purpose.
Mr. Loreman Appa. Oh!
Ooh.
Wow. Yeah.
Now, Appa, back home, you probably had many terms for Aratafua. Whatever planetary equivalent of Great Destroyer, probably was one. So you think that might not be some... You get the nudge that that's not some cosmic coincidence.
So do you think we have to get rid of them? Or can we convene with them, convince them otherwise? Or do they too have to be destroyed?
And when you say they, out of character, who do you mean?
The brothers. Mother and father in parentheses if somebody's brave enough to bring that up.
We've already name dropped them like 3 times.
Yeah.
Yeah, but not taking them out in the same conversation. I don't know if they're gonna have a divinity scry on us, or if you say their name, they can see you for a year.
Oh, nice. So Pinara actually speaks up here. You wish to convene with beings that are eons old? Our ancestors trapped them away. Their minds are not sane.
We've spoken to the mother and the father, but speaking to the brothers, how else can we learn of how to keep them away? Eventually we'll have to face them head on, and if not, how much time do we even have?
Well, we know the mother and the father can't cross over into this world. All they can do is manipulate beings from beyond the veil. The brothers are their avatars, if you will. They're agents. If we can
Gazir
stop
is
them,
correct.
if we can stop them, we can thwart their influence for now. They are the most pressing threat we face.
And they
We
are,
have to.
make no mistake, they are mortals. Or
Gazir,
were once.
you bring up a good point. But raises another question. The father referred to the 3 brothers as destroyers. Sorry. So, why is he calling you the Great Destroyer? He didn't refer to any of us like that. He met Nox. He met me. Jacob, mechanics question.
Yes.
So, the sense basic power.
Mm-hmm.
You can do anything in the whole game with that. That's all you need.
Real. So I know in the past we've used it kind of like detect good and evil, kind of.
Yeah.
It's not specifically written. Can I use that on Raz right now?
What are you looking for specifically?
I'm looking to see. Basically, is Raz a bad guy? Is he surrounded by the dark side?
Make a perception check against his discipline with your force rating.
Okay. And I will, of course, be using now the master, siphoning Appa's sense. So I'll be doing that.
Well, if you need to, his discipline's only 1 red.
Well, I don't have sense.
Oh, gotcha.
So you said perception. Oh my god, where is perception? There it is. That and that. Bow. I will, of course, use all 3 light side.
Very good. Savo, as you tap into the force, there is a great eddy of information that swirls around the possibilities connected to Raz. And they are not a clear answer by any means. Raz is very much conflicted, not only in this moment, but has been for quite some time.
Okay.
But is Raz a bad guy? Great question.
Man, just because he might be a bad guy doesn't mean he's a bad guy. You
That's
know what I
right.
mean?
That's right. You all have chosen this as I did. When Declan first came to us, we might not have known at that time the scope of the choice we were going to make, but we did make it and continue to make it. I'm feeling the pull from the Force on this. I know the direction that I have to take. I don't know what the end goal of it is. And these forces can heap whatever title they wish upon me. That has no meaning to me. But I can shoulder this burden. If I have to be the great destroyer to stop this, and that's my destiny to do so, I will walk down that path with a smile on my face.
Path of a Destroyer?
We destroyed the Reclaimant. Destroy doesn't have to be a negative. Whenever the dark side and evil and bad people have cropped up in our journey, not once did we stop to think if we should end it, if we should stop them.
That's not the question. That's not. You're being obtuse, Raz. The Father, the great evil of this people, has bestowed upon you the same title that he bestows upon his sons.
Maybe it's just something he wants him to be.
But why? Why you? Why now?
Isn't that always the question, Saba? All those years ago, we chose to fight. We can't walk away from it now.
We're not trying to walk away from it.
And I'm not saying we are. But I'm on a path that has been set for me.
And what path is that?
Balan, he looks at you with a gaze that is like condescending teacher.
Well, I hate that.
You can look at me like that all you want, but you haven't been around long enough for me to consider you any sort of teacher of mine.
Ooh.
And so far, the only thing I know about you is the stark differences between you and the rest of the masters. The way that the picture that they gave me before even meeting you is a stark difference to who you're acting like now.
Absent father ass.
Balan, I'm glad that you said that. I struggled whenever we first started this with this academy about what influence I would have on young minds such as yours. I'm not sure how to teach anything other than what I am. And the few
And
months
what
I
are
was
you?
there, in the few months I was there, we couldn't outfit everybody with sabers and solve all of our problems with the sword. And unfortunately, that's what I know how to do.
But why do you talk as though the masters were weren't there to support you at all? You speak as though you were alienated. I thought that you guys were a family.
We are.
What changed?
Nothing's changed. We forged bonds that are unbreakable.
Yeah, you act like this path is for yours to walk alone. You speak as if you know your destiny, but what you don't understand is our destinies are entwined.
That's what I'm afraid of. I understand that I might be on a path that I don't get to walk away from, or might not walk away from. And that's okay. I'm at terms with that. But the chances that that infects and seeps into you and the other learners, that's not something that I can abide by. It is safer for everyone involved if I do not open up that pathway.
Master Savo, do you understand what he means? You know him better than me.
I don't know, Balan. So what then, Raz? You want to go back to your waterfall? Pretend that the things that are happening outside aren't happening? And just... I mean, we still haven't gotten a straight answer from you. What are you doing? What were you doing down here? What have you been doing the last 2 years? Following a lead. A lead to what?
A weapon.
What weapon? Clearly we don't understand, so help us. Tell us, show us, something. You need Lord Pinura to step out so we can talk about this privately? You want just me and Knox? I mean, tell us something. What are you doing to help?
How was that? How was that, Sabo?
A wise person once told me in a DM 5 seconds ago, are you okay with death? Or are you running towards it?
He hangs his head a little bit.
Ooh.
He breaks eye contact with you.
Shout out Noah.
The weapon will return the brothers to a mortal state. If you've run into him or if you've ran into him and have had conversations or meetings with them, I know you could feel the power that they possess.
We have
This
and we
this,
did.
This wouldn't be like the High Reclaimant. We wouldn't fight through a station facing clones that possess modicums of his power and then stand together in a trying time and get out by the skin of our teeth. They're far beyond that. They know of what the Father has spoken of me. And with that, they trust me. Insofar as they think that they may be able to use me. No one else will be able to get us close.
But what if they're already expecting this trump card you believe you have? Then what?
Then the Force will have betrayed me, as it has whenever it took my uncle.
What? What does that mean? What is that what this is about? You feel like Passida didn't serve a great purpose?
He did. But the Academy would be far better off with him than me.
Okay, so you just want to follow him. You just want to follow him into death, get your big hero moment, and die.
Well, think about it, Sabo. He told us the answer already. He couldn't equip them with weapons at the academy. He's a warrior. To warriors, death makes sense. You know what doesn't make sense? Finding a way to fix all of this. Because you can't just swing a sword. Or maybe you can. Maybe you can find some legendary weapon and kill all three of the brothers. But to me, it just seems like death makes sense. It's comfortable. You know what's coming. And you're running from the hard option. I get it. I've run before. I've lived my whole life running. Every step you take away from what you know you have to do is one step closer to a bigger mess than you could have ever imagined. Whatever it is you're planning on, yeah, you can't do it alone.
How can we help you? What do you need from us?
You know, Savo, what I really need is for the ones that are equipped to make sure that the next generation doesn't turn out like me. Because I've seen it, Savo. The end of the Sunstriders is not on Phimar. I've seen our return to the galaxy.
So what? You're a psychic now?
If I knew the answers of the Force prevailing and revealing visions and things of that nature, perhaps that term could fit. But the time of the galaxy in which you return to is not one that a saber is needed. There is no Empire or First Order awaiting us. Violence is not going to be a crutch to be relied on. And perhaps I could change. Perhaps I could find another way. And perhaps I will. Perhaps the end of my road is not here. But the pull of force has me on this path. The brothers were imprisoned once. And unfortunately that has failed. Whether that was by our arrival or something else. I am not keen on repeating our ancestors' mistakes.
Oh, what do we do?
If you insist, we find the weapon.
Wow, this is all really stressful. And Appa's going to pull out his electric stovetop and a teapot and a water flask, and he's going to start making tea.
So, Pinara, what did you pull us in here for anyway? Surely it wasn't just to have us hash out our differences.
The plan to destroy the brothers is obviously in the minority of many Phimarians.
I was going to ask, what of the people of the Watch or the Vigil? Surely they must be aware of. I mean, maybe not down here.
The Waterfall of Ages held Kithgral for many, many years. And through events and his powers of foreseeing, as foretold in the stories, led him to be quite persuasive whenever he was released. Many of the watch, many of the vigil have been swayed and wish to free this planet of outside influences once again.
The cult has members.
So,
I have something. A little chiss hand. Chieftain Penora, you said the three brothers are all destroyers, or well, they'll kind of follow the father's doctrine. But they also came from the mother, didn't they? So maybe we can find one and get them reattuned with the other side of destruction. If we can get one of them, I mean, the chances go up.
he rubs his chin. I don't think that is incorrect, but I think it may be difficult to return their minds to a state in which a reconvening of the mother would be possible. They, at the heart, they seek vengeance against the things that were done to them, their imprisonment. But what Raz speaks of as merit the spear of souls is what he speaks of. It has, if the legends are to be believed, the power to split the influence of the flow from a mortal's body.
Oh, wow. And why is it that they haven't gone after it already?
A fine question. But aside from our differences and misunderstandings, I do find myself agreeing with perhaps this course of action. Perhaps our ancestors were too lenient with the brothers and the ones, or the brothers being the ones that had led us and our peoples for so many years. If, as the young blue man mentioned, they cannot be recovered, restored, perhaps the rest of the Phimarians could see true again without their influence.
So, how do we start? And Raz, why is it that you were meditating for so long.
Time can be a little tricky in meditation. Wasn't entirely aware of perhaps how much time had passed. But the Spear of Souls is said to have been locked away deep to the north, where once the ice caps of the planet persisted. And the brothers' prisons were shielded, guarded. I believe perhaps the resting place of the spear may be under the same level of protections. Although I believe it foolish to think that the brothers would not be in some way seeking for their greatest weak point in some capacity. So, Chieftain, I will be heading north. Saba, Nox. We have never been known to not be hard-headed, individually and as a group. I will not fight against you if you wish to accompany me.
I can't leave the younglings.
I don't like the thought of it either, but if we can cut the root of the problem, I mean, it's worth trying, isn't it? But I still know what you mean, Savo.
Mr. Hog.
Mm-hmm.
I would like to use for C.
Oh, what a dangerous
I
proposition
know.
you give me.
I know.
All right, roll your force power check, man. What are you seeking?
I'm going to leave that up to you as far as either the spear or the academy.
Well, roll your force die, man.
I'm going to use everything.
Savo, as you focus yourself and look towards the ever-shifting future that can be sometimes supplied to you by the Force, this conversation, I think, has been worrying, perhaps, and that may color what information you receive. But you have a glimpse of the remains of the Riptide, now skeletalized, torn asunder and in flames, and in the deeper parts of the water, far off into the distance now that the oceans have receded a good bit, you see a great combat with not one but two Leviathan creatures. One the same sort of dragon eel-esque creature that that Kithrax had ridden out of the underwater volcano, and the other what seems to be that dwarfs even that creature, a insanely massive, almost millipede-esque creature with huge mandibles, seemingly erupting from the earth.
And I would know that to be the Great Destroyer, right? Or the
You would think that that matches up with
Aratufua?
Aratufua, yes.
How horrifying.
The Bafor Eater.
You know, that's I would say that's one, maybe 2 pips if you want to focus in on perhaps details or search elsewhere.
You say a great combat between these two creatures. Is there anything else? Anyone else? Armies or people or anything? Or is it just these two creatures?
Zooming in, looking for more details on the interior scope in the thrashings of the waves caused by these two massive creatures. You certainly see Raz holding what you assume could only be the Spear of Souls in combat with Kithrax.
In combat with Kithrax, and Kithrax rides the
Yes, they're on the back of the Leviathan creature, yes.
and Raz is riding on Aratufua.
No. They're both on the back of
Okay.
of the dragon eel.
And that's it. Those are the only two people.
That you can see, yes. If you would like to look somewhere else specifically in the future, I'd say you have 1 pip left if you want to look for somebody else specific.
This might be a waste, but I think she kind of personifies the populace of the Riptide. What about Balan's mom?
I would say, zooming in, you see a great many of the populace of Point Riptide, Balan's mother included, in varying states of crushed and other forms of death, presumably by the hands of the Shale Striker battle crabs and things of that nature.
Okay. That one actually deserves its own line. Okay.
In
That's
your
it,
notes.
Yeah, the people of Riptide are dead.
I just said a great many.
That's too many.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, we've got to be able to let go, right?
Hallelujah.
Declan did always say that.
I guess we can come and help you, Raz. Seems to be our only hope. I don't know what difference 7 people will make against the great armies of Kithrax.
Better than one.
You know, I think it's the small number of people chosen by the Force that have the greatest outcome and effect on the larger scope. Perhaps we're the only ones that can have any effect on the armies of Kithrax. Pinura raises a single digit. Now, not to be a devil's advocate, perhaps, or anything of that nature, because this is perhaps more hopeful than anything else. Perhaps the flow has brought you all here for a reason. And if we think that the Father has enforced his will and released him, I do not think it would be insane or unlikely to presume that perhaps the Mother in some way has enforced her will as well, and offered up heroes that may yet have a chance to prevent this. A heavy title.
But we shouldn't waste any time.
I agree. Pinura unfurls himself from the table in a, creaky old way. You there, with the blindfold.
Oh, me.
Yes. This would be better with a cover story, so I believe it would be best to look as if you all prison broke your friend here and escaped my great overwatch by means of violence and conflict.
Aren't you the leader here? Can't you just hand wave something?
We are the
Well-
lords.
Wait a minute. You aren't the one who put him in captivity, are you? That would be the ones helping.
I am a representative of the will of the people. Yes.
I see.
I
So,
have
like-
I have no disillusions that my time as the leader of my people may come to an end soon. Once Kithgral returns and wishes to sit back upon his throne.
Scary
dude.
prospect.
So he clears his throat. Just
So, like, you want me to deck you?
yeah, just right here. Give it a
Give
good.
him give him a fucking shining, Knox.
I gotta feel bad
Beat
about
up this
it.
elderly man.
No.
Meanwhile, Lawrence is like up next to Blonde. Like, Blonde, get in the frame. And it's like, taking a picture.
No,
And-
it's. I assure you, he takes off one of the little ceremonial coral sharpened daggers he has, gives him a little couple cuts, tears his robes up a little bit. Come on, right here.
All right. Just
Oh,
a straight to like the cheekbone.
right in the cheek. He immediately falls on the table. You're not sure if he's being dramatic or not, like making a good scene, but like the table like shudders and flips onto two of its legs a little bit as he like rolls off the side. Immediately like hands to his face. Oh,
That didn't feel
oh,
good.
oh,
I'm not proud of that.
wow. It's probably been 70 years since I've had one of that. Oh, no, oh.
Way to go.
He like stumbles to his feet.
I'm glad you
but-
didn't knock him out so we can be let out.
Ooh, yeah.
Leave that tea here, please.
You can have the pot.
Door grinds open. Head back down this way to the well. I believe Raz should be able to get you all out. I will get word to you all soon and hope our subterfuge goes undiscovered. Go, make haste.
All right. Sorry.
Oh man.
I'm gonna have to watch myself around you, Knox. All that elder abuse.
All right.
Knox, I think you gotta take a point of conflict.
All right.
It was
sweet.
consensual. Come on. He was asking for it.
I'm joking. I'm joking. Yeah, I just decked this old man. But you guys hustle down the hallway back to the well. Raz takes the lead, and into the well. The water at the bottom starts churning as he inflicts some measure of force upon it, and turns into a bit of a counterclockwise swirl that seems to be heading somewhere. before taking on a bit of a like ruby glow, like gems are reflecting light underneath the water. Well, I think this will get us close.
Bless you.
Thank you.
I'll hold it open.
All right, Griffith, let's go.
Yeah, we don't have a fucking ship.
Well, it did get spit out. It got spit out.
It
We
did.
knew
It's
that.
somewhere. It's somewhere.
It's in front of the entrance, right? We did see it. I
Nearby,
thought
I think.
it was accessible to us. I remembered that. We can go back and watch it, but I'm pretty sure there was an opening in the cavern at the bottom of the sea, and we saw the ship.
Mm.
I remember something like that.
I think. But we don't need it right now. We'll figure that out later. Surely it's got a transponder in there. We can just program it to come pick us up.
There we go.
G2E.
Yeah, hey man.
He's for sure not answering that call.
So as Nox leaps in, you can hear Pinura, guards, hurry, they're escaping! And Boots begin rapidly approaching down the hallway.
Boots.
Does everybody jump in?
Yeah.
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 Who goes?
Lawrence looks at Balan and goes, "They're never gonna believe this, Balan, but
Yeah.
you and I both know what happened." And then Lawrence will jump in.
Who's the last through, other than Raz?
Not it.
Savo.
Sure. Sabo.
So before, like as you go to jump in, Raz is gonna grab your arm. Other hand still kind of focusing on keeping the gate open.
And this is the stride gate?
You would assume, yeah.
Okay.
If things get bad, I'm sending you and the two kids back.
I'll just nod at him. I get it.
And he releases you and jumps in after you.
So, question.
Yes.
I don't know. I don't know if we may have discussed this before. Does stride gates, do they look like, is it like a portal, or is it just
Kind
like
of.
or is it just like a circle or whatever,
It,
and then there's like the other area?
you have not, so no, like you can't see through them.
Okay.
Um,
it's like
previously, whenever
translucent.
you guys have seen them before, like with the reclaimants, they were like that inky blackness that was like ragged. The one like to Samovar seems to be a little bit more like that translucent sort of blue sheen
Okay.
with like the actual symbols and everything carved. So you think maybe the permanent ones are maybe a little bit different. But you've never seen one like this before, like the little swirling sort of red ruby light swirling in the water beneath you now.
Okay.
So as you guys jump in, what do you guys expect to happen after you jump into this portal?
Be really cold.
Hyperspace travel.
another walkway into another another cavern.
All right. Way to go, Knox. So, whenever you jump through, you do get wet, like from the water that was there. But in like the brief moment, like once your head's submerged, you do find yourself on a pathway of light through a expanse of stars and celestial objects that twists and curves and has many other paths that you can see, but don't connect to this one. And after a few moments, all of you, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 of you, are on this pathway of like this sort of translucent green light.
Random question.
Yes.
To Nox, who can't see, what does it feel like he's walking on?
Oh man, it's like you're on a bridge pretty much. So as far as like what you can actually pick up in your senses, it's hard. It's not like slick, but it is like impossibly smooth. And like just through your force sense alone, you can pick up like these walkways and like the ones that pass overhead or underneath. But it's pretty much just like a crisscrossing web with nothing else surrounding it that you can perceive. All right. Well, this is best not to spend too much time in here. Things can get a little bit spooky. So we should be on the way.
And so we are.
That we are.
Where exactly is this going to take us, Raz?
By all guesses, it should take us to one of the old sites at the edge of the caps to the north.
Oh.
Oh, the poles, baby.
Is there any ice left?
Well, you can't see anything right now, but you
Well,
are
yeah,
un-
but
you are
like-
unsure.
When we were in space looking at Phimar, was there any ice caps?
Last time you guys were above the planet, the storm was pretty much all consuming.
That's
So you
true.
couldn't really see much of the surface at all.
Mm.
Lawrence, give me an education check, man.
Sweet.
Hard check, three purples.
Right.
Jacob really said, haha, I'm not telling you, idiot.
Nice try. You said education 3?
Yeah.
Me. Ooh. 0 success, 2 advantage.
So Lawrence, you're thinking the same thing. You're like, man, well, all this water's been draining. So you theorize a couple of guesses. It's been a fast recession, so you think that maybe best case scenario or worst case, depending on which way you look at it, it might just be like glaciers now. That a lot of water has receded. So these ice caps might just be, shifting on ocean floor now, or slowly melting away now that they're in contact with something that's a little bit ambient warmer than the water. So Nox, you remember the what was it? The cool system? No, that was the crystals. The abandoned station. with the gates, the Yor sigils that one of the Ossett clones had etched in blood and whatever. It came out and, you know, speaking about being trapped. So I don't know if it's related, but you know, I don't have a whole lot of experience. But the longer that, you know, living creatures stay in these things, and it's like right now the only sound is like the 7 of y'all's boots and shoes or feet like walking on this hard clack, like you're on like Durasteel effectively. So the longer that living creatures stay in here, these like wraiths, I think get drawn to your life force. So still not, I don't really know what they are, but they're unpleasant. So, you know, keep your eyes peeled. Metaphorically, of course.
Right. Yeah.
Got him.
Thanks for that.
Got him, dude.
You guys walk.
Yeah, I'll keep my head on the swivel.
Good man. You guys walk for about an hour. Eventually, Raz sort of perks his head up. I think we should be nearing the end now. And right as he says that, there is a inhuman howl that pierces the pretty much unnerving silence. His head whips back around, sort of trying to discern the direction that it came from. Yeah, okay. That's one of them. So we should hurry.
Yeah, let's double time it.
Yeah, double time's good.
All that running will pay off.
That's right.
Savo's specialty, dude.
So we hustle. Oh, give me a group athletics check.
Let's go.
Not mine.
Put the cane in 3-wheel drive, dude.
Let's go.
I think I've got really, really good athletics. Hold
Got 2 and 2.
on. I've got 1 yellow, 2 greens.
2 and 2 looks like it's it.
Alrighty, Knox, take the boost die. It'll be a hard check, 3 purples. And you guys been without a point for a while, so just flip it. Make it a red and 2 purples.
Yeah.
All right. Come on, I need to see some hustle, Lawrence.
Ooh. Let's go, dude.
Okay, so you guys put it into gear. Hustling. And don't worry, boys. You know I got a picture for you guys.
Oh boy. Look at the little Tom Kinch plushie.
And, oh yes, unbench the Kents. But you guys are hustling. And eventually, the bridge just kind of ends in like this sort of half circle portion. Raz runs up to it. You can feel like that pulse of the force again as the light itself begins to swirl. And as he says that it's good to go, another whale, impossibly close now, pierces the silence. And behind you guys on the walkway, you guys see one of these bad boys right here.
The mentor. Oh.
Oh, that's horrifying.
Oh.
Aren't they called like
Star
They're called, like,
Weirds is what they're called.
weirds? That yeah.
Why?
Yeah, that thing is foul.
And Appa, it points a finger curled, gnarled, claw, really. Right at you, just like that. Yep. And you feel a coldness unlike any you've ever been familiar with before strike you, come over you.
This guy's about to Howard kill me, dude.
All right, everybody through. Hurry up, hurry up, hurry up. Come on.
Am I still moving?
You are still moving, yes. It's in your soul.
Can I look back, like as I'm kind of still moving, and get a good look at its face? Like, is there a face?
Yeah, there is a face. I don't know if it's necessarily what you would call skin. But yeah, its effective skin is like pulled taut over its maybe skull.
But no recognition at all.
Well,
No.
you, Appa, somehow you think that there is some recognition that you might recognize this thing.
Huh?
Hmm? Do tell.
Yeah. Is it because I've seen this one before, or it looks like something?
No, it looks like a twisted version of your first clan mother from probably 60 years ago, who was already a very elderly lady.
What the fuck? If I wasn't booting it before, I'm scooting it and booting it now. That's horrific.
All right, is everybody through?
I guess so.
Does anybody
Yeah,
let
pop
their
it in there.
curiosity get the better of them?
Hell no.
Nope.
All right, Appa, go ahead and make me a fear check real quick. It's gonna be discipline, hard check. Oh yeah.
Mm.
So take a strain. But that recognition hits you, and just like you said, if you weren't moving before, you're moving now. And everybody filters through the portal, and you are deposited on this, like, it sort of looks like the cell arena from Dragon Ball Z. Much smaller, however, a little bit more multi-tiered. But it's like this obsidian smooth rock that has these four sort of dagger-like pillars that come off of the corners of it. And you are immediately surrounded by an expanse of ice that you cannot see the end of. The temperature is probably close to 0. And you guys all immediately feel the cold if you do not have a amulet from Lawrence on.
Which I think is just Lawrence and Balan.
I think so.
These guys brought hand warmers, dude.
Exactly, yes.
Lame.
Scouts code.
So through a shiver, Raz.
Yeah, we're all dressed for tropical wet climate.
Correct.
I've got my Coramundian half vest on.
We should
Come on, man.
we should make this quick. It'll only get colder in a few more hours.
But I mean, where do we go?
Does anybody have a compass?
This is
Yeah,
not my have
I look at
everything
Knox.
character.
See, I was kind of a compass to Raz, and Raz is right here. Actually, real quick, let me check something. I think it can be a place, like a person or place.
Or a thing.
Or thing. 1 second. General location or direction of a person or object that you know about, regardless of distance.
Let's fucking go.
I'll go.
All right, give me a second. I'll like go down onto 2 knees, like the like karate stance, like both knees down, and I'll try to
And
use
what
Seek.
object are you looking for with Seek?
The Spear of Souls.
All right, roll that damn force check, man.
I'll say it out loud as I reach out. Thing 2. Okay.
Run it up, Turbo.
You know, I think I actually have to use both. I do. So I'll use both.
Right. Through the bitter cold, you're able to pass that away from your mind as you reach out and look for the mythical Spear of Souls. Not really knowing what any of it could be or is or what it looks like, just knowing of it. And you see in an icy tomb a mortal-made little vault in the ice off to the north.
All right, we have our heading. I'll begin slowly walking, hands out.
All right.
Point the way.
Hey, and these ice caps are rough. So I will need everybody to make a survival check for me. Average difficulty. And if you do not have an amulet or cold weather gear on, you're going to take a setback die as well.
Ooh. Ah!
Let's go.
Wait, shit, I didn't add.
This isn't as cold as what
Those-
was in that.
Well,
I hope
In
nothing
one
bad
way.
happens here.
I don't think I have cold weather gear on.
Your Carmodian half-best does not count.
No, unfortunately, it does not. I do get one advantage from my Coramundian half best.
Balan, I think you need one more purple.
Oh, I thought you said easy. My bad.
and I didn't toss the setback on to Noxus, but it was a wash, and so I think he would have failed it.
All right, so it's 1 success, 1 advantage then.
Very good, very good. Oh, Balan, you have the amulet. You don't have to make the check anyways.
Oh well.
Oh.
Perfect.
Yeah. Okay. So, Appa with the success. Very good. Nox, Gazir, Savo. Go ahead and take 2 wounds and 2 strain.
Nice. Hey, question.
Yes.
I'm over. Well, not even question. Statement. I'm over my strain threshold now.
Oh,
Ooh-wee.
Oh,
Oh goodness.
Oh, well, technically we should have rolled. We should have rolled 2 cool checks to recover strain after that last encounter. So go ahead and do that now.
Okay.
Well, that
zero difficulty cool checks.
Yeah, 0 difficulties. Yeah.
Okay. Think. And then
3, 6.
oh, that's cool. It has
So
a little
what's-
triumph animation?
Yeah. So what's the thing?
So successes count for 1 per, and then the advantages we cost up to 2 per, and then your triumph are worth 2, or you can use it on something else.
I think I'm gonna use it on.
3. I don't have an advantage. Have you said we rolled 2 cool checks or just the 1?
You should have 2 as well, because we finished the encounter with the father in the wall, so we should have rolled
Okay.
1 there, and then we finished the talk with Pinura and them, so we should have had 1 there as well.
Excellent. Okay. Well, that'll help me out quite a bit.
Hallelujah. Well, we've got 2 triumphs. What do you guys want to spend those on?
Something good on Corellia, baby.
Zacko.
Act dogs. back at it.
Hallelujah.
An ancient chest of warm clothes left for us by prior gate users. What?
Say less.
That's crazy. You get the ancient drip?
Ancient Eskimo drip, dude.
That's not a bad idea. Just saying.
It's really not.
I don't know. What do we think?
I mean, I like that. I was also thinking of just some insurance for the folks at the Riptide.
Ooh.
Well, what do we set in motion for them to maybe work out? I mean, who's over there that we have? Right?
Imjin and June.
Doom.
Jukeby? That party that went.
Mm-hmm.
Part of that party that went.
Yeah, all of your characters that you aren't playing right now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So.
But if we want to use a triumph on that, I can certainly cook that up.
Maybe the father or mother sends the Riptide a boon.
Yeah.
And they get some kind of supernatural defense assistance.
I don't know if this happens in lore, but the Bafor tree grows fruit.
Oh.
What?
This guy's cooking.
Very good. I like it. I like it. And Saba, what do you want on yours?
I would like there to be some sort of weather event that would hinder the attacking armies on Point Riptide. Or some sort of environmental.
Okay. Oh, whoops. You got it. So, as you guys continue, Nox, you can feel yourself getting closer and closer and closer until eventually you come upon what you think can only be what you think can only be the vault. As soon as I can find the sweet picture.
Oh, he's got pictures, dude.
Well, of course, man.
Right, this is it. What is it?
Also, Jacob,
Yes.
Nox's vision.
Mhm.
Inquisitor? Question mark.
You know, it is funny. I think it's I don't know how close it would be to like the blue lines and stuff, but maybe.
Because it is, you do have vision through the forest, right? Gary?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So like,
I kind of equate it to like Toph from Last
Oh,
Airbender
yeah.
a little bit.
Hell yeah.
Something very similar to this. Ignore the crash ship in the background.
Wait, what do you mean? That's the Justicar.
No.
Yeah, I recognize that.
Now, Gazir. Sorry, I had to answer this. Okay. Gazir. You see something that has been outlawed for a very long time. For like thousands of years, and has been like in the codes of Phimar for a very, very, very long time. But you see what you can only think is a droid at the door. It has a very like flat half circle or like half dome headpiece, very rudimentary eye shot or like eye viewing ports. It's very blocky. It is very much ancient by all means. And with your study and adherence of the old ways and stuff like that in history on Phimar, you know that soon after the brothers took control, or like were in full control of the planet, one of the first things that they had outlawed were technological advancements such as this. So you are looking at something that has pretty much faded from Phimarian records and history due to purposeful blocking of the technologies required to make it work. And it only becomes more strange as it begins to talk to you in a very ancient dialect of Phimarian. And Noah, how well versed do you think Gazir is in the ancient
Sanskrit.
dialects? In Sanskrit.
He could probably read it a little bit, but I don't think he'd be able to speak it
So
or even hear it. You know.
Yeah. So it speaks to you in this, and to you guys, it's just alien jumble, and it's very, very rough. But as you guys walk around and look at it, it doesn't seem to have any like ice buildup or like snow buildup or rust or anything like that on its chassis. And if somebody wants to give me a mechanics or computers check, you may very well do so right now.
Lawrence?
I can do computers. Unless someone has. Let me see what he has for.
I got 5 greens on them, but no yellows.
God, I love min-max.
I have 4 greens.
Appa?
So
Got nothing.
Appa with a boost die, perhaps.
Old man computer whiz.
Mechanics. Huh?
Yeah, mechanics are computers. Yeah.
Cool.
And it's gonna be a hard check. I'll spin
Alright.
spin one of those back. 1 red, 2 purples.
Take those. Ooh, we don't take those.
So looking at it up, you're like, man, droids. Those things are weird. Huh. So strange. But with your two advantages, the more you look at it, you realize that this thing is not made out of metal.
Made out of shell.
You are not entirely sure. But it does look like it might be carapace of some kind.
That's wild.
Hmm. Maybe this thing was alive.
It's clearly a droid, right? Like it is a droid.
I mean, yeah, as far as you can tell.
Organic droid? Question mark.
Wait a minute.
Can I try to, with the power of medicine, maybe a xenology check to see if I don't know, xenology would tell me anything about this.
To discern what it might be made out of?
Yeah.
I'm with that. Yeah.
Really, if this is an organic being or if it's a
Give me another
shell
hard
computer.
Give me another hard check. Yeah.
Xenology.
Yeah. Oh, this is a good image right here. Imagine this, but carapissy.
Oh my.
Mm.
Oh wow. Okay. It's almost giving the the Wraith from Halo.
Mm-hmm.
Like
Oh, 5 successes. I didn't even see you roll.
beetle shell mixed with technology.
5 successes. Appa. This thing is definitely made, like, the plating of it is definitely like shell of some kind. But the more you look at it, obviously, like, the little eye units are glass of some kind. The joints, however, seem to be from organic material. Like underneath, it seems not necessarily wood, but it is something that was alive at some point in time. Yes.
Glowing crab legs together on this thing. I don't know if there's a. How do you find the common setting on ancient droid?
Let's
Ancient
see.
Half organic droid.
Let's see.
Is it like posted up, like on like side of the?
It's like
Is
right
this
in
a-
the middle of the door. Yeah.
So this is
Seems
this
to
is
be
a guard.
a guardian, perhaps. Yes.
Does it have any weapon?
It does have a hilt attached to its waist.
A hilt?
Yeah.
Like a lightsaber hilt?
Not quite. Sabo, I think you were there. It looks more like a old school just like sword hilt.
Does it have a blade? A sheath or anything?
Not attached to it. No.
Do we draw on this thing and see what it does?
Oh. Just playing with.
So it continues to sort of like grunt effectively at you guys. But it like as it like scans its little photoreceptors across you guys, tries something else. Lawrence, I need you to go ahead and make an education check for me real quick. It'll be a hard with a setback.
Is this thing gonna?
Because you have spent a little bit of time with Wolves deciphering ancient Athorian.
Oh my god, I knew
So
that.
Wolves might have been speaking it a little bit, and were trying to as best as he could. So go ahead and make that check for me.
Oh man.
All right, 1 advantage, no successes. But you do know, you hear a couple of like verbs that are without a doubt seem like they should be coming from a being that has 4 throats instead of 1. Yes, exactly.
I gotta go listen to fucking KOTOR.
Yeah, the KOTOR 2
Athorian.
ones, God, those are crazy. Oh my god, dude.
No.
They're so loud.
You would be too if you had 4 sets of vocal cords.
Ugh, I'd be screaming all the time.
Do I like pick up like, like trace words to get like, a demeanor towards it? Like, does it see us as like intruders? Or
I would say questioning. I would say you definitely pick up like questioning for sure.
Hey, why don't you use that little data
yeah.
pad that you got?
The
Little-
data pad?
Little text to voice. Try and type some stuff in Athorian to it.
I mean, I
Google
don't
Translate.
Google Translate?
Me when I'm at my job site.
Real.
El pico de gallo.
Wait a second. Lawrence will pull out the gray hilt that he had gotten from that the ancient body, and he'll hand it to Gazir.
Take it.
Gazir, this has been a long time now. But you I think had missed this one. But in that dim lurker cave, you guys have found
It's like
a
a
coralized
tree skeleton thing. Yeah.
well,
yeah.
not another time. Whenever you guys were heading to
Oh,
the
okay.
Corestians, you guys had found a coralized skeleton of a Phimarian
Okay.
that had this hilt attached to it, and you were able to activate it. And a blade filled in like it was being poured from water from a pitcher into it and held its shape.
All right. Well, I will attempt to do the same thing.
Okay. Well, so when Lawrence hands it to you, you've done it once before, so you don't have to make the check again. But do you want to try and connect to it and activate it?
Sure.
Roll your force die for me.
Oh boy, the single.
Wait. Oh, okay. Never mind.
So it just takes one, but Gazir, this is once again another thing from legend that you were pretty sure no longer existed. This is also something, once again, that was outlawed and forbidden by any of the Phimarians. But these flow swords were once upon a time the warrior caste of Phimarians would create these things. Yes.
Did we ever do any testing with that? Like, do they
I don't-
interact with lightsabers or anything?
I don't think you guys ever did any testing with it. No.
We need to try that out.
But Gazir, this is an interesting question, and one you're probably might not be prepared for. But the sword itself is like like metal, like it has like the gleam of it.
Okay.
Whenever you see in your mind's eye Gazir holding a sword, what does it look like? The
Ooh.
actual blade.
Ooh, I think it's more like a Tonto blade, like a dagger.
Let's see. Yes, yes. Does it curve? Is it straight?
No, straight. Let me show you.
Yeah. I love
Falchion,
pictures.
short sword, gladius. Dow.
The Roman gladius, of course.
Here's the general. A little bit longer, but that point.
Yeah.
Right.
Oh, good. So long? You think 1.5 feet?
A wakizashi, you know.
Yeah.
foot and a
Yeah.
half.
Oh, hey. All right. Real sword knower.
This
And now,
fucking
most
guy.
important, whenever light hits it, what color sheen does it have?
God, that's the sun over here. What color sheen? Oh yeah. It's the
Do the color wheel.
No, Gazir's got something already.
Okay.
It's that light, pure blue that you see in really shallow, white, sandy beaches.
Yes, and it's just like, you know how if you hold up an edge on a knife like to the light, it'll reflect it. Same
The glint,
thing
yeah,
here.
yeah.
The glint of it is just this faint, crystal clear light blue. And as you hold it in your hand, the demeanor of this guardian immediately changes. Like it seems like in a very rigid way, relaxes and steps off to the side. And like whole fist, you know how it has like the little finger connector on the droids for Star Wars?
Yeah.
Puts its whole fist like up to the door panel.
Okay.
And you see it meld into it, like just sort of form into it. And the door slides open.
Savo, before we go, and he just kind of like gestures to swing the blades at each other.
Oh yeah. Bing-ong.
They do clash.
Cool.
Is it like because I fought again. What's that fucking not Beskar? What's the other one?
Cortosis.
Is it like Cortosis or is it like fighting another lightsaber?
It has like that magnetic pull to it.
Ah.
So the blades want to stick together whenever they make
Okay.
contact.
And then whenever I hold this blade, does it feel like it has weight to it, as opposed to where
It does
lightsaber-
actually. You know, I don't know. Gazir's probably never held
think
one,
he has,
but whenever
but-
the blade forms and like as it pours in, but before it snaps into place, like while it's filling, you don't feel anything. But once it becomes solid, it has like the weighted feel to it, like a real sword.
That's pretty cool.
Interesting.
So it does act more like metal.
Right. Yes.
All right. Well, I'm
I
gonna
guess-
keep it ignited as we go further. Or solidified.
Hey Lawrence.
I was about to say ignited is accurate, but is a crazy term to use.
Hey Lawrence. Write that down in your notes about the Phimarian Force traditions that they had a form of lightsaber.
Okay.
Hey, Jamie, write that down.
Jamie, pull that up.
Jamie, pull that up. Fuck
I'm
that
with
dude.
you.
Whenever we were going to your wedding, Chris, it was me, Alex, Caleb, and Dom
Yeah.
riding in the car. Holy shit, that shit was so funny. Jamie, pull that up. Pull it. All right.
Zoot.
So you guys all head down?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Noah, what's your timeline? Because I know we're almost 9:30.
We can probably continue forward a little bit.
Okay, good. As we continue on into the vault of the Spear of Souls. Once again, this place is entirely out of place with everything you guys have seen from Phimar, like, in the entire time that you've been here. Everything has been like stone. It has been rudimentary crafted, many times formed from coral growing and things like that for lattice work and stuff like that. So to see things that have obviously been forged, and for an entire chamber like this, stairs included, have been forged, sets you guys, off ease a little bit. Kind of just gives you a little bit, not necessarily eerie, but definitely puts you off kilter a little bit. As we continue on down, we eventually are deposited into the vault itself, which is a single room. Stairs stop. There's not another door. But in the center of the room is a pedestal. And on top of the pedestal, and like the little arm cradles, there is, in fact, what looks like a rudimentary spear. It has a haft of wood with some type of forged, it appears, looks like steel, spearhead that is strapped to the top of it.
I was expecting something a little bit more grand. What does the force feel like in here?
Great question. What does it feel like in here, Chris?
I don't know. I don't have.
Frozen
Mm.
temple in the top of the world, not grand enough for you.
I mean, listen. I was more talking about the spear. It just looks like a regular old spear.
Sure it does, until you pick it up.
Well, you're the Phimarian. This is your birthright, or whatever.
Suppose it is. I'll walk forward towards the spear, one hand extended, slowly approaching, just in case there's a trap.
Raz is going to armbar you, not like to it, but he is going to put his arm like out in front of your chest as you go to walk forward.
Yeah, he's catching one in the kidney for sure. Then
this, yeah, and it's not like he's trying to rip you back from or anything like that. But he looks at it, he says, "This is too easy." Right? I mean, I've been wrong before, but
I mean, yeah, didn't Pinara say Spear's gonna be locked in a vault just like the ones the brothers were in? Doesn't seem like much of a vault.
Lawrence Balan, you guys were actually in Kithrax's vault. It did not look anything like this. If you remember the big throne with the massive Leviathan skeleton over it, that gave you guys spooky nightmares whenever it was cracked open.
Good.
In response to Raz, I say, a trap is only a trap if you don't know about it. If you know about it, it's a challenge.
What do you do when you know there's a trap?
Spring the trap.
What's that fucking from?
It's Guardians of the Galaxy.
Oh god.
Is it really?
Yeah. Chris Pratt.
Well,
Oh wait, it's also from Star Wars apparently.
Ah.
I sense Count Dooku. I sense a trap. Next move? spring the
Oh,
trap.
that is right. Yeah.
Oh, the parallelisms.
Is that's episode 3 whenever they're trapped in the little force field on
The Maleficent,
on the
Maleficent.
Malevolence. Maleficent, that's the movie. Disney movie.
Oh no, it's the Invisible Hand, not Malevolence. Invisible Hand is Grievous's ship.
Well,
Wait,
yeah,
wait.
it is the Malevolence, right? Whenever they start episode 3. We're real Star Wars fans, by the way. Anyways, what do you guys want to do? How do you want to proceed?
Invisible Hand.
Wow, such a fitting title to have Sidious on the ship. Huh. Never thought about that.
I mean, maybe maybe this is just like not a decoy, but
Perception check.
oh
Okay.
yeah, buddy.
What are you looking for?
I'm looking for how it's a trap.
Very
Look for the
well.
markings
Very
on the
well.
floor. Is there a suspicious-looking net hanging above the spear?
give me a perception check. It's gonna be 4 purple.
Yeah, that means it's for sure a trap.
It's like, hey, I'm gonna use
I can't believe I pulled that off. I needed to lose one tonight. That means I'm going to lose a really important one later.
That's because I changed the seed on the table. It gave you the Gazier seed.
Oh,
Real.
let's go.
I want the Gazier seed.
Ah, fuck. I shouldn't have said that. Anyways, Gazier, I take 3 strain.
Absolutely. From
But,
the giant suspicious net.
Exactly. Yes.
dangerously close.
But as Raz stops you and you guys talk about it, you notice in a little radius around this pedestal, there are nigh invisible seams that run around it in a box on the floor.
Oh, wow.
It's about 5 foot on every side. Looks like perhaps the floor moves in some way.
Okay. Well, I would point that out to Raz and see any ideas.
Yeah, so as you point out and he looks, he says, well, obviously, it looks like the floor is going to fall away whenever you touch it.
Any force movers in chat?
I think we
I'm
have
not the
some.
quickest. I'm not the quickest person here.
There is one. There is one that happens to have spent quite the amount of XP on move in his day.
Appa?
Not Appa.
No, not quite.
It was Raz.
So, you guys see Raz holds his hand out to it, and you guys can hear the whoosh of the force being pulled upon. But the spear does not move. The pestle itself seems to jiggle like it's being affected, but the spear does not pull free.
I think we
Oh,
might
is
have
the, is the spear just the fucking drawer handle?
You say that Raz attempts to do all sorts of things with the pedestal.
Well, Raz, maybe you could hold me up if the floor were to fall out, and I could
Oh, that
see
would
if I
be
could
cool.
activate it.
Good idea. Up you go.
Be ready to catch me. I would walk up to the floor and gently put a foot out past that, that line.
So
where you
even on
expect
that,
it to
like
break away.
with your weight on it alone, like you put the weight on it, Raz is ready, but the floor doesn't fall out whenever you step on it. So you test a
he'll
little bit more, put your whole weight
cautiously
on it.
step forward,
Yeah.
walking towards the spear, and then reach out and make contact, I think.
So you reach out. Do you still have the flow sword activated?
I would have deactivated and put it on
Okay.
my belt.
On your belt, gotcha. So you reach out slowly. You grab the haft of the spear. And as your fingers wrap around it, I need you to make a discipline check for me.
Me.
That is going to be a red and 3 purples.
You know me. I learned from my mistakes last campaign.
The Nautilus one willpower.
Come on! Let's go!
Oh my god.
Let's go!
He's the goat, as they
Let's
say.
go!
Holy shit.
I just stole Raz's whole character arc, baby!
He's the goat. I got Gazir at my 2.
Let's go.
Is this-
Oh my god. Triumph.
Well, what do you want your triumph to be?
Well, that entirely
Well,
depends on what I feel in
so
the
this is
instant that I take
what I'm
hold
going
of
to
the
say.
spear.
So you grab the haft of the spear, and you lift it off the pedestal. Nothing happens.
Do I feel anything, or am I just holding a piece of wood?
You seem to be holding a spear.
Okay.
So it doesn't seem like the floor is going to fall out. It doesn't seem like any malevolent spirits trying to possess you or anything like that. It just kind of feels like you're holding a weapon. We will, of course, take 3 strain from you.
Okay. Well, all right. In that case, I want my triumph to be this. The spear was the center of many a fable Gazir heard whenever he was growing up. A spear that could
Summon your wife at
Oh my
any
God.
instant.
Let there be light.
What is this? Small gummy instance on my floor. Ugh.
Eat
No. I will not.
it.
What timing? Okay. Sorry, we're back into it. Center of many a fable Gazir heard and read whenever he was growing up. A spear that could humble even the brothers. And I want to use those fables, that connection, and I'll roll a force die for it if I need to.
Well,
To see
you,
if I
you got
feel
the
anything
triumph, brother.
Okay. Do I feel that with this? Through the force, I suppose. It's like an insight check, essentially.
No, yeah,
almost
you
like
don't.
a
You
lore
don't.
check.
You don't have to. No, you don't have to roll anything else. I think Gazir, you probably connect with a weapon purpose built for one single use, and you almost feel longing from it.
Okay.
Crafted, created, never used.
Okay. And I would try and put that same impulse I put into the dagger, the short sword, and see if I get any type of activation that way.
Mm.
Ew.
This one will require a check.
Okay.
Okay. This will be your discipline again. This is
Come on.
5 smackaroons.
Oh, come on. We hit
And
dingers.
I'm gonna go ahead and upgrade one of these bad boys.
Oh, God.
Naturally.
Come
So
on.
1 red,
4 perps.
4 of them bad boys.
We hit dingers. Do I get a force die?
Yes, yeah.
Okay.
Hey, wait.
Oh.
Once the learner, please. Or wait, is it
Maybe
once a
down the master.
learner?
Okay.
Go ahead and add 3 force die to that.
Oh my God. Okay.
Yeah,
Including your own, so it should be 4, right?
Yeah,
Yeah.
4 total.
All right. So you just see Gazir
I
standing
love
on
high
this frozen
XP.
pedestal, sunlight coming in, spear in hand like this, and he looks up at you, Savo, and I roll this check.
Ooh, let's go, brother.
And what does he see
Well, it depends.
on the 3 light side usages?
Okay, they're attaboy. So, you find this connection. And really you say, man, hey, we're dealing with ancient fables here. You activate it. And outwardly, doesn't seem like any incredible transformation happens or anything like that. But you can feel this thing come alive in your hands. You know that you possess currently what would have been the epitome of weapons in its time. This is something that would have exceeded even the flow swords. This is something that truly would have been capable of throwing off the oppressive hand of what a people believed to be an immortal being ruling over them.
And you just see almost a manic smile creep across Gazir's face. And just, I knew it. I was right. I knew it. Almost just to himself. Barely perceptible.
Mm. So it's true then. It's real.
It appears so. I mean, the power, the potential flowing through my hands is unbelievable. And it's quiet in the room. A little crack of sunlight coming through. Snow on the ground. Gazir just crunch, crunch. Walks over to Raz. Puts one hand on his shoulder. This weapon is magnificent. Can I roll a... Insight is perception, huh?
Yeah.
Okay. So in this moment, Gazir recognizes he's got a WMD in his hand.
Effectively, yeah.
So I just want to roll one more insight check on Raz.
Okay.
And I want to see if I believe that he is worthy of holding this weapon. Are his intentions aligned with what I want, essentially?
Well, what does Gazir want?
That's up to me.
Yeah. Let's make one more.
Okay. Perception. I'll do a force die on this too. It
And
can be against his force if we need it to be.
no, it won't be. This is straight ripping, if you will. And I am gonna say that this is actually gonna be, instead of the 1 red, this is gonna be 3 purples.
Okay.
Oof.
Okay. All right, Raz.
And of course, well, Gazir, you know me. And you know that the bank is always open.
Ring, ring, ring. Ring, ring, ring.
You know that the bank is always open, Gazir. Really, Noah, we're reaching past the veil.
Oh, God. I don't know. All right, tell me what you're gonna tell me. What can I get for that dark side pip?
Oh. That dark side pip.
And hey, through the lens of Raz is gonna have to speak to me.
Speak.
So okay, we'll act it out. Gazir approaches Raz, looks into his eyes for a moment when the perception check happens, and you can see doubt creeping into Gazir's eyes. He is in the act of about to look away. We'll take the dark side pip, but Raz has a chance to intercept. How would he do that?
Well, if you're looking for the conversation, Raz certainly has a steel to his gaze, but he didn't reach for it himself. He didn't barge in there whenever you guys came down here or anything like that. But whenever you have your hand on his shoulder and you make eye contact with him, the only thing that'll say to you you shouldn't have to do this. This does not have to be your path.
And I think what Gazir's truly fighting here is pride. But
That certainly was going to be what I used the dark side pip for.
but he kind of takes his hand down, looks down. Stabs it into the snow and walks towards the group. I'm no soldier.
Oz will pull it free from the ice. And you guys will ascend back out of the chamber.
All right. I think that might be a good place to call it tonight.
Give me just a moment.
Okay.
Give me just one moment, sir.
You changing the song over there?
I'm not.
Okay.
This one This one will work just fine. Because as you guys walk out, the sun has started to set, but the clouds have disappeared a bit. And there's a bit of hope that fills the air. But the sun is quickly occluded. And a long, triangular shadow creeps over the ice cap.
Like this kind of triangle, or
Like-
this kind of triangle?
Like this kind of triangle.
Oh my fucking!
What's that?
Now, from underneath, it can be hard to tell as Aceblo's crew has done a best job that they possibly can in keeping this thing
Yeah, they actually got
airborne.
it running.
Right.
But it is patched. Huge swaths of it have been torn away to reduce weight. And it's not a full Imp Star 2. It's a smaller class. Definitely more of a fleet picket ship than the Imperial 2, the Imp Star 2s. But the fear-inducing, striking image of a Imperial Star Destroyer in low orbit. And low orbit here is in atmosphere. Passes overhead, blocking the sun from all around you. And that will be where we can end for tonight.
You bastard.
Dude.
Oh my god!
Ah, shit.
Oh boy, that was.
Something.
War never changes.
My son's been stroked, dude.
Chris,
My
you looked nervous
son.
for a second there.
Oh, what you mean?
Whenever I picked that thing up.
Oh yeah,
I
was.
looked nervous for a second. I was like,
And
like he's been
Wait a
stabbed,
minute.
bro.
Okay, no, for real. I was like, wait a minute, is Raz like an imposter? Is this some kind of fucking weird ass like? What does Gazir know that I don't? What the fuck's going on here? I thought you were about to kill him.
yeah.
Gazir the Phimarian revolutionary.
For half a second, I thought I might too. I don't know.
Oh Jesus!
You know how raw that would have been for me to. Oh man! Wow! Wowee! That would have been awesome. All right. Well, Noah, I've been scrounging my notes.
Mm-hmm. I have my obsidian.
I don't know if we had ever talked about it, and we certainly can later. But did you have a name for our Aceblo's Arquitans?
Let me see. I think I actually. No, they only called themselves Oseblo's crew.
Right. Okay. Well,
And
I'll
this-
find a name and run it by you
Okay.
later on.
Quick question. These are the guys, the Imperial Remnant.
This is
whatever?
Osebla. Yeah, this is the floating.
Okay.
It was like a floating island, is what it was perceived as for a long time. They needed, if you don't remember, we announced this in the campaign. They needed something from Point Riptide to get this thing running.
Oh, that's bad.
Yeah.
Oh, that's real bad.
They had come trying to trade. It was might have been before we
Yeah.
had left. They come trying to
Oh
trade.
yeah, that was very early. That was
Yeah.
I think that was like that was episode like 4 or 5 maybe. I think that was pretty early on.
Yeah.
But yeah,
There was a name for it, Jake. I don't have it in my notes. The ship.
That's fine.
The ship did have a
I
name.
don't know if we've ever mentioned it. So on
I
camera,
think it
it'll
might
be
be.
fine.
No, maybe not.
And hey, feel free to pick one that you like, and I'll roll with it because I don't have one either. So I wasn't gonna say,
Okay.
it. And I don't think it's ever come up in character either. So
Dude, I had a sick name for it. I have to go find it.
Sweet.
Yeah.
All right.
I'll
Well,
find it later.
hey, thanks for watching. More things change, more things stay the same. Catch you next time on Sunstriders Phase 2.